My name is Bert, and this is the Still Life Podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the Still Life Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Bert. It is Tuesday, December 7th, 2021. Heard a really interesting quote yesterday that resonated with me deeply, and I wanted to share it with you guys and discuss it a little bit and how it can be applicable to our daily lives. The quote was from Mike Tyson, and it was during an interview with Joe Rogan. And he said, "Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it." That one hits deep. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. Some pretty incredible words. I mean, think about it. From the smallest, most mundane of tasks, doing laundry, washing dishes, taking the trash out, doing yard work, vacuuming the house. Things that most of us don't typically find enjoyable, but they are necessary evils in order for us to keep a clean and organized house. So we have to, use our discipline to do even those small tasks. And when we fail to be disciplined in doing those tasks, we end up with mountains of laundry, dirty floors, no clean dishes, so on and so forth. This can be extended into pretty much every facet of our lives. Every day there are things, small or large, that we really don't want to do, but things that have to be done. Now, on Mike Tyson terms, doing the things he didn't want to do like he loved to do them made him one of the greatest boxers of all time. How is that applicable to us? Well, think about work. What do you do for work? What are the things you hate about your job? What are the things you dread doing in your job? Going to meetings? Responding to stupid emails? Do it like you love it. You'll see your attitude change. Maybe even your productivity level increase. But when you treat something like you love it, whether you really do or not, that doesn't matter. When you treat something like you love it, the quality of the final product is increased. Think about the things that you enjoy doing. You always do a good job with those things because, you enjoy it. So if you were to take that same mindset to the things you don't enjoy, you may end up actually start enjoying the process. Pretty interesting to think about, So that I heard that quote and it just stuck with me, and I've been thinking on it for the last 24 hours, and it's cold outside today in Kansas City. It's not going to breach probably the low 40s. So, the days of warm weather may be done for the season, which is unfortunate because I turned into a hermit and I hate being stuck at home. I've been off work anyway for the last several weeks. I may have torn my ACL in my right knee. I'm waiting to have an MRI done so that we can figure out exactly what's going on. I've been miserable at home. It's hard to find motivation, to give myself that drive and desire to do housework, even though I'm here and I have nothing else to do. I have clean laundry. I have lots of clean laundry that's not put away. I have clean dishes in the dishwasher. They're clean. They're not put away. I did vacuum the other night, so, hey, I got that done. But it's just one of those things. I have ample time and ability. I'm lacking the discipline to accomplish those tasks right now. Because I would rather just have a pity party and, wallow in the fact that I can't work and I'm miserable and I'm bored. So rather than give myself something to do, I'm on my podcast complaining about me not doing those things. So, it's a change I have to make with even these small things. Because again, when we neglect these small chores or small tasks, they pile up and then they become mountains. I went probably a month where I did laundry consistently and had clean clothes. I just never took the time to put them away. What would have taken probably 10 or 15 minutes to put away a load of clean laundry, I had like a month, maybe 6 weeks worth of laundry, and it took me like an hour and a half to do it all. And it sucked. Not to say I was like miserable the whole time I was doing it. Folding pants and shorts and hanging shirts up in the closet and things like that. It's a relatively simple and mindless task, but I would rather spend my time doing things that I enjoy, as would most of us. There are some people that find doing laundry or doing the dishes or vacuuming or whatever the case is, cathartic and therapeutic. I, for one, am not one of those people. I just don't like doing that stuff. If I could afford to have somebody do it for me, I would do that so that I don't have to worry about it. But I can't afford that, so here I am bitching about it to you, and it's not getting done. So probably when I get off of here, I'll look at my laundry and I'll think really hard about doing it. I may or may not actually touch it. Time will tell. But that's a change I need to make, as a single parent with, 3 kids, 2 under the age of 5. Cleaning is a constant battle. Excuse me. There's toys everywhere, books everywhere, and they do clean to a certain extent, but, usually it's creating small piles scattered throughout their bedrooms and the living room. So, and sometimes the kitchen. So, it's teaching good habits and good behaviors to my children, but also, maintaining my sense of discipline and keeping a neat and orderly house. Now, I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to that. I live in my house. And when people come over, I expect them to know that I live in my house. My house is not a model home. It is not a museum. My house is a place of life. And sometimes life is messy. Sometimes so's my house. And I'm okay with that. I think when I walk into a house that's like perfectly spotlessly clean and just meticulous, I never really truly feel at ease because I don't want to mess anything up. I want friends and family to feel comfortable when they come over. And so it's okay. I'm okay with having a little clutter here and there. Now, there's sometimes when they come over and my house is just a wreck, but it's usually kind of a spontaneous visit. And you know what? That's okay too. Again, my life and my house are both works in progress. I can't perfect my life in a day, and I'm certainly not going to make my house perfect in a day. There are things I've done over the last 6 to 12 months, tackling large projects, cleaning things out, getting rid of old things that I either don't use or, that I will probably never get around to fixing. All these things that I set aside as one of those I'll get to it laters, and I'm not getting to it. Sometimes we just have to take pause and declutter, because with the increase of clutter comes an increase of anxiety and worry and pressure that we put on ourselves. So why do I want to put any more pressure or anxiety on myself than I already deal with on a day-to-day basis by having all this extra crap? I don't. So I'm working to clear out the clutter, reorganize, restructure how things are organized in my house and in my life. Whether it's cleaning out a closet, cleaning out a kitchen, cleaning out a garage, cleaning off my imaginary to-do list of projects that I've started or want to start, but probably never will. With cleaning, it's not just a physical thing. Mentally, sometimes we need to clean out the closet or the kitchen or the garage as well. And the tangibility of that is the the physical manifestation of actually cleaning out our house. We need to clean our physical house. We need to clean our mental and emotional house sometimes as well. So with that, I'd like to thank you for joining me today on the Still Life Podcast. Don't forget to give us a follow on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at the Still Life Podcast, Twitter at Still Life Pod. For questions, comments, topic ideas, suggestions, or if you'd like to become a sponsor of the Still Life Podcast, you can email us at thestilllifepodcast@gmail.com. That's the Still Life Podcast at gmail.com. Thanks again for joining me today on the Still Life Podcast. We'll talk again soon.